Hey guys, Jess with Peekaboo Wreaths. We are here to work on our cardinal ribbon bow for our cardinal winter wreath. We're going to be using this really pretty red, it's kind of like a canvas. It goes with burlap to me, I don't know. This red one at 1.5 inches. We have this burlap woven one at 1.5 inches. We have this gorgeous cardinal snowy print at 2.5 inches. That's the star of the show right there. We have this chocolate brown with gold edge, and then we have this chocolate brown velvet, which I have never used before. I wasn't sure if I should use the chocolate brown or the evergreen. Ugh, still kind of torn. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe I'll offer it in both. The chocolate brown, this one's like an evergreen. They're both velvet and they are wired and they are gorgeous. I'm a little late to jump on the trend. I know velvet was like really in last year. I thought I wanted to use this, but I wasn't sure because I'm going to be using an evergreen base with a lot of pine sprigs. And I thought the greens might like not stick out enough. So, all right, we're going to try it with the chocolate. If we don't like it, we can always, I don't know, do something with it. But this is number 94. It's from Hobby Lobby this year. It's in the Christmas section. And so this wreath here, this cardinal wreath, I offered it 2 years ago in my Etsy shop. People liked it. A lot of people have, a strong connection to cardinals, especially around Christmas time. Okay, a little less talking. Here, let me make this. We're gonna make it 10 inches long, this tail. So, yeah, a lot of people have attachments to cardinals. I know that the holidays can be a challenging time for a lot of different reasons. A lot of emotions, can come up that don't come out through the rest of the year, the nostalgia and the memories and all the things like that. So cardinals help comfort a lot of people. So this first one is 6 inches. So about 2 years ago, I made a cardinal wreath, just, on a whim, I guess. There was no really like rhyme or reason. There was no like custom order or anything like that. But I just got the inspiration to make a cardinal wreath. I made one, people loved it. I think I had orders for, like 3 or 4 that year of that design, which was exciting. You guys aren't friends with me over on Facebook at Peekaboo Wreaths. Go on, head on over, well, watch this full video first, and then head over and find me on Facebook and on Instagram. And I always post my wreaths on there first before I post them on Etsy. Etsy is where I sell my wreaths, but I always post them on there and, give them like a little shout out, a little shining moments. And I posted them on there when I made it and people really liked it. And, it's gorgeous because it can be displayed like all winter long. It's not necessarily just Christmas. Some people might have it up Christmas and then keep it up all the way through Valentine's Day or even past Valentine's Day because it's still snowy a lot of places during Valentine's Day. But anyways, I made that wreath. It sold a few times. Then the next year came, I kind of forgot about it until I had somebody see it on my old not old Facebook, but on Facebook business pages, you have like a shop on there, so you can, list stuff, and then the link will send them to Etsy to check out through there, so you don't necessarily check out through Facebook. And anyway, somebody saw it and they were like, I want that wreath. Do you still have that left? And I'm like, no, it's sold out, but I can try to make, something similar, which I can usually do. If you guys see something that I make on here and you go to buy it on Etsy and it's sold out, just contact me. A lot of times I can not make the exact design a lot of times, but I can make something similar. So this is going to be about 5.5 inches. I always come in about 1/2 inch on the tails and the bow, the loops, so that you can see the one underneath it. And I'll be putting one on each side. But anyways, yes, I had one of my aunts actually contacted me last winter and said she wanted to buy one, and for a gift, which I do ship, I can include a little card in there for you. And I made that for her, and then I posted it on Facebook, and I said, you know, I made this custom order for my aunt, and I got a few more orders for it from on there. So then now we're here, year 3, and we're making another cardinal wreath. So it's not exactly the same, but it is similar, and hopefully it has the same feels that people are gonna like and enjoy. So I'm adding a lot of the same details, but every year that you make wreaths, you get a little bit better and a little bit, it's just practice, you know, practice makes progress. You try different things throughout the year, you find different things you like, and then you do them, and a lot of times they look good. Not all the time. But yes, so this is our newest version of our cardinal wreath. It is going to be on an evergreen base. We're going to be building it on here. And so normally I use a 14-inch wire form. We add the 18 ties on, and this time I'm gonna make it on an evergreen base. So we'll see how that goes, because it's already gonna be 24, it's a 24-inch evergreen base. So if you wanna start collecting your supplies to wreath along with me, it's gonna be, yes, from Hobby Lobby. I did post a video a little bit earlier on all the stuff that I'm gonna be including in that wreath. So if you want to tune into that video, just a little brainstorming session. There's a lot that goes into a wreath before you even see me create it on here. You know, a lot of brainstorming, a lot of planning, a lot of thinking. You know, if somebody does like that design, do I have the supplies to make more, or would I be able to get the supplies to make more? Sometimes I buy things and then, you know, a couple of years might go by before I have a chance to use it, and then the stores don't make that stuff anymore. So, if I know that this design in the past was popular, I want to be able to recreate it if somebody requests that. So I was trying to look for items that I have, you know, multiples of, or that I have access to multiples. So yes. All right. So here we are. We have a chocolate brown 2.5, a burlap 1.5, a red 1.5. Now we're going to put in our cardinal. So this is what's called directional ribbon. It's where the cardinals are going one way. So when you make your bow, you have to make sure that you do it in a certain way where your cardinals are facing this way. And then when you make the other loop, they're also facing inward. Okay, you don't want like them to be upside down on one, you know, and right side up on the other. That just looks a little crazy. So what I'm doing on this, I don't normally do this, but I have learned that if you, for one of these rolls, which is 10 yards, if you want to make 2 wreaths out of 1 roll of cardinal ribbon, you would do 12 tails for the outside ring, and you would cut them 12 inches long, and then you would cut 1 piece of 36-inch long for in the bow. And then you can replicate that twice, so you can get 2 wreaths out of 1 roll of this. So I learned that by doing the math and trying to figure out how many wreaths I could make, because last year when that wreath got popular, I tried to buy more of the cardinal ribbon and it was not available. And Hobby Lobby, they did not have it anywhere. So I had a little bit of issue finding that. So I learned how much you need to make 2, so that I know at least I have enough to make 2. All right, so how I'm doing this is I am just taking what I think I want my tail to be, gathering it, putting it just like this. This is not how I want it to be. Give me a moment. Let's see. Okay, so I want it to be facing in. Give me a second. It's been a little bit of time since I made one of these cardinal wreaths. Okay, yes, like this. Okay, trust the process. It might not look that beautiful right now, but I promise it'll look very good. Okay, so we're just gathering this like this, putting it like this, and then we're going to bring our tails down. Okay, so these loops are about 4 inches. The tails are about 5 inches long. And then we're going to put it down in our Bodebra like this. And then we have 1 loop on each side. We have our tails down. And then we can always adjust if we need to make our tails a little bit more even. You can pull this loop to make that tail shorter. Do what you need to do to make it even, or as even as possible. Okay. And then, do I want to add the bronze on top? No. Last year I just put a pine cone on top, a snowy pine cone. So that's what we're going to try to do on this one too. Okay. So I'm making sure that my bows are nice and, or my loops are nice and even. I'm going to be using this, which is called a pine tie. These are shorter than the normal pipe cleaner, so I don't have to trim it down at all. And this will match our pine base that we're going to be using. So we're going to just adjust it one more time. And then we're going to take our hand, we're going to gather it in. This bow is a little bit more simple than some of my other ones that I normally do, but, you know, sometimes you don't have to overcomplicate things. You know, sometimes if it's just, it's more of a natural look, it's more of a rustic look. It doesn't have to have all the flair if it gets the point across, and simplicity can be beautiful too. So, although I do appreciate some glam, it's not always necessary. It can still be beautiful, even a little simpler. So we're just pulling all our tails down, making sure our cardinals are like that. Pulling out our loops, making sure everything is nice and even. And that's the burlap one, and then we have the red ones. And these cardinal loops do look a little bit big, but it is because I'm going to be adding in, and that's the thing that's good too, is that you can adjust them. So like I'm looking at this now, and this one looks a little bigger than this one. So I'm going to pull on the different parts of the bow to shrink down the portion that I need to. All right, here we go. So we're going to be adding a snowy pine cone in the middle there, like I did last year on that. And there you go. There's our bow. What do you guys think? Make sure you subscribe and comment and tune in for the next steps. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.